Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on the Korean ladder for two amazing players. But let's not dawdle. It's Doom, it's Rifkin bringing you a replay broadcast, and it is, of course, Heart of the Swarm. Doom, let's get into this.
Alright, spawning in the lower right-hand corner of the map. From the team Evil Geniuses, he's in the blue trunks, the Zerg player, none other than EGSuppy.
And his opponent, spawning in the lower left, on this gigantic map, NewKirk Precinct, guys. It is the Red Terran, newly joining Team SCA, StarCraft Ascension. It is EGSuppy. Nom nom nom.
Totally said that like the Iron Chef guy.
I was kind of trying to go for that. Like, I need to have a pepper that I can just bite into as I introduce these players. Like, it's the lower left. Or no, that's German. Forget it. I'm already done with this.
All right. Well, tell me what you know about EGSuppy, Griffin. You said he just joined SCA.
Yeah, he used to play StarCraft a lot from what I understand. I personally never had the pleasure of getting to know him, watch him, or see any of his accomplishments, but from what I've been informed, he was an amazing player. You know, well, he's Korean, he's Asian, I mean, he's got that much going for him. But the reality is, he's apparently got really good mechanics from what I'm told. His thought process has always been just that top-tier good decision-making. I don't know what he's done with Heart of the Swarm, though, because, again, he's recently come back to the game. He's joined up with this awesome team, StarCraft Ascension. I'm really excited to see him play because, again, nobody really knows that he's back yet. This is still brand new.
Yeah, I'm curious even if Suppy's familiar with him. Suppy, of course, is an American player from North America. Plays for Berkeley, I believe, in the CSL. And he's going for a hatch first year. Suppy, of course, was picked up by Evil Geniuses last year, shown very good results in MLG. I believe it was in the World Championship Series where he placed. And he's just an overall impressive player. The kid's still in college, able to perform at the highest level as a professional, and he may have his work cut out for him here with EGSuppy, who, like you said before, good player, not really sure what his playstyle's like. And when you go into Heart of the Swarm, you go into these matches on the ladder, you really never know what to expect.
Well, let's not forget, too, Suppy is like BFS with Scarlet, and if you've got a good Zerg player like that helping you learn how to play, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I don't care how...
A great Zerg player.
Yeah, I don't care how good EGSuppy is. He's not gonna have. This is not gonna be a walkover for him. There's no question about it. I mean, Suppy's just gonna put up the scariest fight.
He's going for a command center first build, and as a Terran player, what you want to do is drop your command center down, go for that barracks immediately after that. As you're still making an SCV one at a time, go for your factory. And this leads me to believe that he's going to be dropping down that factory very, very soon once he gets to 100 gas. And if we see that reactor on the barracks being dropped, then it's likely we may see a Hellion opener, if not a Blue Flame Hellion opener.
Well, one cool thing I'd like to point out about the command center is if you check the vision of Suppy, he did come in for that scout with the Overlord, but actually, oh, he did see it at the very last second. He didn't when I was looking at it earlier, see the command center. I was going to say, the placement of that, if that command center went unscouted, that could be big. Because a lot of the times players will see, like Suppy will see, okay, he went CC first, I am definitely going to punish that, whether it's Roaches, Banes, whatever. You know, you could really put the pressure on a Terran player when they have that sort of opener.
Yeah, and speaking of the devil, there's the Roaster Warren being dropped. So this is something that a lot of Terran players are struggling to deal with, and I personally, the way I counter it is just going for a Widow Mine. I mean, when you do that, you're able to shut down the pressure really well, especially considering that EGSuppy has a bunker here at the front.
Oh.
I don't feel like Suppy may be able to get that much damage off with the early type of pressure, but of course, he's actually going for Burrow, so this is a little peculiar to me.
That's really interesting. We haven't seen a lot of people make use of the Tier 1 Burrow. Stefano, I think, did the coolest thing ZvT. What was that, Daybreak, where he forced the lift on the natural and then just burrowed a Roach underneath it? I mean, that delays for so long.
There's a lot of potential here for, you know, if the Widowmine shots do go off on Roaches. Of course, it is a Widowmine going to be coming out first. 7 Roaches on the way. If he gets hit with the Widowmine and then burrows the Roaches and either forces the Terran to use a scan, or
you can
actually really intelligent overall.
You can out micro the damage of the Widowmine because Burrow heals for that much. It's kind of stupid, but you can Burrow micro a Widowmine.
Well, we're gonna have to see how EGSuppy actually is able to hold this off, because the pressure's certainly gonna come. Suppy wouldn't be making these Roaches if he didn't want to try to do some damage at least. I mean, there's no third base on the way for him here. Lair not on the way. He's only taking that single gas in the main, so no potential for tech to really rapidly increase in this game. But EGSuppy's in a pretty decent spot with this wall off.
I really feel like Suppy's only goal here is to stop the natural, or at least delay it or lift it or something. Like this is definitely not enough to end the game. I've seen it firsthand being a Terran player end the game, but that's because I'm not a good player. Whereas these guys, I mean, Suppy, if he can lift this, that's how you really cripple a Terran player. This early economy for a Terran player when the mules are fresh, like that's when it's the most important. But okay, Roach is pushing up here.
He's shelved by that bunker, but there's not actually enough Marines in it to really be effective.
And there's that burrow. Look at that!
Yeah.
Look at the heal. That's so silly. Wouldn't mind is here though, not burrow though. It's got to go down.
And it's not going to actually be in range of the roaches. This burrow micro is fantastic play out of Suppy's part. One Wouldn't is going to go off. A couple of roaches are going to actually be dying here with this medevac out. This is actually a really dangerous place for Suppy to be in with these units, and they're definitely not going to make it out alive.
But look at that burrow micro continuing. I mean, this is a threat that's not going away anytime soon. And when you're someone like EGSuppy, you do not want to have to waste scans to deal with these roaches. But okay, one does go down. Can he get the other one? Last roach goes down as well.
Suppy's plan behind this is to take all 4 gases, morphing up to the layers, just about to finish. Very indicative of a Muta style play, but we'll have to see what exactly tech route he wants to go. He's only on 2 bases, of course, so any type of really big swells of armies shouldn't be coming from him anytime soon. And looking at the production tab, he's going for that Spire. Yeah,
I mean this could very well be Ling, Bane, Muta. It's a really strong combination for Terran right now if they're going bio, and it does seem like EGSuppy's going to be doing just that. Now I do fear Suppy. I mean, checking the workers lost, he got 9 SCVs there. Not too bad, and he delayed a lot of mining time, but I mean really the concrete damage to get those roaches in there, it just didn't happen.
Yeah, that's basically just because of EGScream's wall off. You know, he was very forward thinking.
I gotta cut you off, man. Look at the mineral line here in the main of Suppy.
Yeah.
One would have ooh, lots of larva kills with that. Oh no, that's just the eggs popping. My mistake. Oh. I heard the sounds.
Well, the other Wouldn't is going to get into the natural. Looks like 2 drones are going to fall from that.
But there's no detection around. Like, this is hard to deal with.
He's even going to scout the 3rd base, too. Drop a couple of Marines there. The thing about Suppy, man, he doesn't really have a whole lot of units to look at. Of course, he's got 17 Lings, but his Ling speed actually is not done yet. So he's not going to be able to get over here and attack these Marines efficiently. I mean, other than that, though, he's got really good vision around the map, Rifkin. So if he is able to eventually clean this up, it should be okay. But he may actually have to cancel this hatchery.
Yeah, Little Mines in the main and the natural have been cleaned up. Or at least almost cleaned up. What's going on with this guy? He's going to get one more shot off. Kills the Queen even. Not too bad.
Oh, and that 3rd base is going to be taken down very low, but will not be canceled. He's, well, actually really good positioning here for
Look at the minerals. Yeah, the minerals creating that beautiful wall off. But the thing is, like, even if this completes, look how low health that is. So EGScream's going to come here with another drop and clean this up some other time today.
Well, he will have to deal with the Mutas. 7 Mutas now on the way. No turrets in the mineral line for EGScream whatsoever. He does have 2 engineering base, but has not started his +1/+1 just yet.
Yeah, this could be trouble, and he sees the Zerglings flooding across the map, so whether this is just chasing the medevac, or whether this is going full aggression, there it is, the mutals have been revealed. This medevac's in some trouble, Doom. Use the boost! Use the boost! No! It goes down.
So no turrets have gone down the middle line. His stim will be finishing up in just a few. There it goes.
Not having combat shield's really going to hurt trying to fight these mutalisks. I mean, that 10 extra health makes a big difference.
Yeah, and these turrets are being placed out by a little bit of time for him here. Marines will be coming in, but as you said before, no combat shields. Their efficiency is greatly deteriorated, and the medevac will not go down, though. He does see that the tanks are on the field, so he'll know probably not to make any more Banelings, and Suppy is going for his +1/+1 behind this, as well as +1 flyer attacks. So that's going to make a really big difference here, considering that he is slightly behind the Terran player, going for that +1/+1 on the other side of the fence.
Oh, look at this sneaky contingency. I like EGScream's thought to unload it. He knows the Mutalisks are around. There's nothing worse than leading an unloaded medevac into a bunch of Mutalisks. So he should be able to get in here and pick off at least the Queen, if not the hatchery.
He's going to get that hatch.
Yeah.
He's got good positioning on his Marines, and man, this is really going to set Suppy back, even though...
Oh, he gets the Queen too.
EGScream's got his army in the middle of the map here, and there are Mutalisks. Oh my gosh, he's going to get under these Mutalisks, it looks like, and one at least. No, he's going to get away with him.
I can't believe none of those Mutalisks died, Doom.
Oh my gosh, this is such a stressful situation for Suppy. I was saying before he was going to stop making Banelings, but he didn't even have his Baneling nest yet. He is currently going to be trying to finish that up, and he doesn't actually have, a whole lot of larvae to be working with here. Only 2 larvae, 7 Mutalisks, and 32 Lings on the map. He's got to use that to clean up this army, or else he's going to be in a world of trouble.
Oh, he's going to catch some tanks on siege. Oh no, does decide to pull back.
Oh my gosh, and look at the stream of units flooding across the map for EGScream here.
Dude,
Rifkin, he's got so much macro.
Yeah, these Mutalisks are just kind of flying into their death right now, but I do want to comment, EGScream still lacks that combat shields upgrade. And Banelings are going to have no problem fighting Marines without combat shields, I'll tell you.
with the siege tank support, he's almost playing this like Wings of Liberty style. I'm very shocked to see no Widow Mines in this main composition, but I mean, EGSuppy's doing a great job right now. EGSuppy doing a good job there to pick off that tank though, and as long as he keeps those tank numbers low, he could still move in with the Banelings potentially here. 14 Banelings on the field. The +1/+1 is about to finish up. He's likely waiting for that to attack.
He's getting a lot of those drone transfers that were long distance mining, and he will get this hatchery again. No cancel coming out of Suppy at the third.
Gosh, that is so frustrating for Suppy here. EGSuppy is literally smothering him with bio units. Tanks are making such a stark perimeter around the map that the Zergling is never able to move in.
Look, yeah, the Zergling Baneling count is building up, though. Once he's got enough, it doesn't matter. With only 3 tanks on the field, he's going to make connections.
I don't know if he's able to split his units back. Here we go. That +1/+1 is done. This is up to Suppy now to move in. He looks like he wants to wait for that Baneling speed, though. But if he's able to focus down the Banelings for the speed finishes Rifkin.
It's gonna be close. It does finish. Here we go. Bailey's rolling in with a ton of Zerglings.
Oh, we've got a bunker here. We've got a turret placed as well. Oh,
but there's just not enough. Yeah, he's doing some great pullbacks with this, but there's still Banelings. They're still rolling in, and the Zergling numbers are massive.
But Suppy doesn't have anything to follow this up with here. No larva currently on the field for him. He's got 44 link, but oh my gosh, that huge explosion for the tank.
Oh, and he gets every single Baneling with that tank before it goes down. And like you said, yeah, almost no larva to work with. He's down a ton of workers and not establishing that third base. I mean, that is so crucial as a Zerg player.
Still, third base is devastating for Suppy right now. He's trying to focus fire down this bunker that has a lone marauder, but the Marines are going to come in and start cleaning that up. He's making additional Baneling nests, thinking that his other one could potentially go down here. And man, Suppy's minerals are just not being devoted to what he wants to putting them towards. He's got that +1 flyer attack, but he doesn't have any mutas on the field.
These poor spine crawlers are bleeding to death, so he finally unburrowed them at third base.
I mean, EGSuppy sees the fact that there's no third base down there. He's streaming units across the map. He's already taken his third base, just dropped mules. And this is looking like an unwinnable situation for Suppy.
I really feel like Suppy's decision in the early game to punish the command center first was not a bad one. But I think that's kind of the pinnacle of where this game put him. You know, it started putting him behind it, and EGSuppy has snowballed off of that.
Yeah, it almost seems as though EGSuppy was prepared for that style of play. I don't know if you've seen Suppy play before, and this may just be the matter that, Suppy hasn't seen EGSuppy play. And he did get a cancel though.
At least it was canceled this time, you're right. But yeah, this one squad of Marines has been sitting here. It hasn't even been going back into the medevac or flying anywhere else. It's literally just been unloaded, chilling at the third base location this entire time.
Yeah, and there's another drop in the main that's going to move in. If he can pick off that queen, stifle that larva production, and then move in for a final attack, I think there's nothing that Suppy can do, but he's just going to go for drones, it looks like.
I like that choice because he knows Suppy has got to be hurting after not having that third base for so long.
Oh man, and the Lings are going to fall as they try to flood in here. The queen's even going to get picked off. The Lings eventually will clean this up, but looking at the middle of the map, this is just... I mean, 4 medevacs with a constant stream of bio, an additional 4th command center on the way. He's going for that +3/+3 just now. I mean, Suppy hasn't even been able to get his upgrades going with him because those evolution chambers were killed off. He's just now starting his +2/+2.
Yeah, and army supply-wise, Suppy is just like half of our Terran player. And the thing is, with your Zerg, you got to consider all your units are pretty much throwaway units. You need to have more army supply than your opponent at all times. At Banelings as well, I mean, he's got a healthy number of them, but we've seen EGSuppy with some beautiful splitting, some great tank positioning in this game. This is going to be really difficult for Suppy to break.
Yeah, this almost reminds me of like old Shakira's Plateau TBC, where you just see the Terran player going for a quick 3 base as soon as possible, and then that constant stream of units, man. As long as you're getting your upgrades as your Terran player and you're at least matching the Zerg, there's literally nothing they can do if you're putting them on the back foot. And without that third base, Suppy is certainly on the back foot right now.
This is really cool too, because like I tell you, I've seen a lot of players and tried myself playing this Marine tank style in Heart of the Swarm, but the problem is, you know, the Lingbane Mute is so strong, and then they make that transition Ultralist, and what can you do? But Suppy, there's no way he can make that transition Ultralist. He's stuck on Lingbane Mute. There's nothing else he can do.
Yeah, no hive on the way. I mean, not nearly enough gas for Ultras.
Yeah.
Here we go. Suppy is going to try to surround this army, but it is going to get picked up rather swiftly there. A couple of mutas are still flying around the middle of the map, but there's no way that they're going to get on top of this main arm for EGSuppy. As soon as he gets maxed out, he may be moving out, but it looks like he just may be going for it now.
I mean, the Mutalists have been trying to get in. They're trying to find their harass, pick off a medevac or 2, but yeah, the reality is he's not doing too much with them other than just minor harass, and he needs to be doing more than that right now. And I gotta say, like, as much as I'm sounding condescending about it, but the reality is he's very limited in what he can do. And oh no, this position, he's gonna pick off all these Zerglings. Banelings coming from the other side, but Doom, the tanks are just too well positioned.
Yeah, and really good focus firing down those Banelings, and Suppy's gonna have to tap out. It's the GG.
Well, really well well played from Ice Cream. I gotta say, if this is the type of player we're gonna start seeing on ladder, I think we're gonna have another big name in the scene, Doom.
Yep, and I'm totally stealing his build.
Yeah, it's really fun, really cool. Thanks. I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast.